Howdy, howdy. How are y'all doing today?
Hello.
Hey guys, what's up?
Doing pretty good. It is ComicCon this week, and we are obviously not there. So y'all wanna talk about some San Diego Comic-Con and all of the things that we love and maybe don't love about going to San Diego during this time of year?
The not at the con discussion. Yes.
What do you call it? It's nerd prom.
Nerd prom.
Yes. It's nerd prom. It's a wonderful nerd prom. We love the idea of everything about San Diego Comic-Con, except, Jared puts it best. I like his take on it. So, put you on the spot. I mean, you don't like, if we were to set up there, nobody's going to be able to hear us. We can't hear them. We can't really get into, it's not as interactive as we want to be. And you know the deal. I like being at a show. Somebody can tell me a sad story or something touching. I'll start sniffling and giving away free stuff.
It's a tough show to do. I've done probably 20 Comic-Cons, San Diego Comic-Cons, pretty consistently. I did from 2000 all the way to 2019 or 1999 to 2019. The next year, obviously, COVID shut it down. And I haven't been back since. Just the opportunity hasn't come up. And a lot of people realize that it's an expensive show to get to. It's difficult to set up there. It's a very big, very loud show. The idea that you're going to go there and present some kind of special messaging to your collectors and your fans is hard, because what you're doing, hundreds of other people are trying to do. And it can just get lost in the cacophony of TV screens and loudspeakers.
Yeah.
I remember one year we did it, and there was what was it, an Adult Swim booth or Nickelodeon? I forget which one. But they were doing like a karaoke contest with Steven Universe. Oh. And the Steven Universe songs were just blasting over what anyone could, no one could have a normal discussion. And by the end of the 4 days, those songs had been seared into my brain. And I remember I heard them a couple years later, and I had like a PTSD strike back of what that was. It's a difficult show to do. Kudos to a lot of the guys down there setting up and manning that show and on their feet. Everybody's going to get sick afterwards. It's guaranteed.
It's a petri dish. Yeah, it's the world's largest petri dish.
Everybody got sick. You come back from Comic-Con and you're either sick or you're out of town for a few days just on vacation to decompress. But I know I'm making it sound horrible, but it's not. That's just the reality of what you deal with. What I love about Comic-Con is everything I just mentioned. There's so much to see and so much to hear, and it's just not on the convention floor. The great thing about San Diego and that location is that it all spills out into the downtown gas lamp area, they call it. So for blocks and blocks deep from the waterfront, from where the convention center is, because the convention center is right on the water. You go at the back, you're looking at the docks and the marina. When you go across the street where the Omni Hotel is and the Hard Rock Hotel, you start getting into the gas lamp district. And everybody has pop-ups and special events. Nickelodeon always does stuff out there. Any big studio has something going on, usually. Some event, something that's interactive with the fans, with the crowd. I think you don't even need tickets to get into Comic-Con, to experience Comic-Con. You don't need to go into the actual convention center anymore. So much of it spills out into the streets. And there's so many people out in the streets that it feels like downtown San Diego is the convention. So you don't really need to go into the convention center anymore. And that is awesome. And you go to eat at all these places, you're seeing people left and right that You're like, oh, hey, come on, have lunch, have dinner, have breakfast. You're probably walking 20,000, 25,000 steps a day. If you've got, an Apple Watch or a tracker, that thing's blowing up at you. Like, hey, take it easy. Man, when I was younger, I could do it. Like, burn the candle at both ends. We do the show all day and then go out at night, get dinner, hang out with friends, drinks, and do it all again the next day. and then the next day. And after 4 days, I think that's probably why a lot of people get sick, is because they burn themselves out just trying to take all of Comic-Con in. But yeah, I love San Diego. It is the best venue for a convention like that. They had talked about moving it to like Las Vegas or some other place, and everybody's like, why would you do that? That's the worst idea ever. San Diego's the best place for that. Yeah, I love San Diego. I love Comic-Con. It's great.
Yeah, I love the idea of hanging out there. I'm with you on that. But as far as setting up goes, I got to compare it against the other things we do. We talked about that. So the money.
Yeah.
Lord God, the one thing I don't like about the
expensive show
area
to do. Very expensive.
It's the case of it's grifting now. When local hotels and everything know what, hey, it's a special event. It's kind of like where I am in South Carolina. They had to finally make it a law that every time a hurricane's coming, you don't get to hike your hotel rates up. You don't get to take rental car prices up. You don't get to take advantage of the catastrophe. And in a sense, that's what you see there. Everything is jacked up times 3 because of the event. As in, we know you got to be here, therefore pay us. And that's what was so enjoyable about as we start to do more megacons just for contrast. Like MegaCon Orlando this year, they actually had more people through the door than Comic-Con had last year. But you also don't have the studios, and you don't have some of that stuff on the periphery like you're talking about. And, that's a good or a bad thing, depending on what you're after. If you want the huge guest list and you want all the dealers and you want an appropriately sized venue that you can actually move around and eat in, think about how big that food court was in Orlando. I mean, it was an ocean. It was a football field.
That was the biggest food court I've ever seen in a convention center.
It's an example of something being really well managed. It was efficient. Now, what's it look like in 10 years? Who knows? But for now, I like that you can go set up there for less than a third of what you'd spend, at Comic-Con. Yeah. You actually reach more people. You can communicate with them. Have some good quality time, have friends come visit, do all that. Sure, you're just as wiped out at the end of the day. Less to do. It just is. But as far as Comic-Con goes, I like it. I'm just not sure I like what it's become with regard to a retailer, sitting there, wanting to show that's where you premiere your stuff every year. Why? I mean, and I think it's just become ceremonial at this point for a lot of people. Like, hey, this is where we do our thing. Can't wait till we go to Comic-Con. Okay, I get it. If that's where you want to do it, but there are better places and a better way to do it. I think some of the old timers are just kind of stuck with it. And think about all the people who don't go now. I mean, man, all the people who have just pulled up stakes that it's just become too expensive. And just for anybody who's listening, $50K easy, for 50 easy for a few tables worth of space. We've got friends who set up there who, take up 13, 14 booths who have offered us a booth, and then like they're doing us a favor, I'll give you a booth for $25K. Like what? And just not worth us. And the difference in that money, we got to go to Tokyo, go through the Godzilla warehouse, and put on a couple shows stateside, and probably make up for the difference of some tariffs with some leftover cash for what we would have spent there just to say, hey, we're at Comic-Con. So that said, Amy, tell them all about probably going to do some Comic-Con and Absentia stuff.
There we go. In honor of not going to California this weekend, we are going to do some online specials for you guys. So we're still going to hit up some Comic-Con love. And if you guys are checking stuff out, we'll be posting those around the same time this video goes live today. So ultimately, just check our website out. We will have that normal drop down in our shop area that will take you to our specials. So just be checking those out, and we look forward to giving you guys some deals while we don't have to go to San Diego.
You know what I think when you were talking about the music, Jared? I don't know if you know this, Jared, but Amy's always working on it in the background whenever we're setting up at a show. If like on the MegaCon circuit, if you will, where we're corporate sponsors, one of the deals is they don't set us up anywhere near a PA or any kind of local school of rock. I don't want to get blasted out riding a PA all weekend where I can't hear people. And the worst thing that's ever did happen in the last show in Orlando with that guy selling the energy drink stuff.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
So we had a guy dressed up like Little Bo Peep selling energy drink shots, and he was just screaming. I mean, we let him burn himself out. He was like a toddler who was throwing a fit all day. We knew if he kept it up for the whole day, either the convention staff would shut him down because he was so offensive. Not to me. We just thought he was ridiculous. But we knew he would get shut down or either just blow himself out and be a wet rag the next day, But he was just screaming, come get your titty milk over and over. And we're trying to figure out, why are you calling it that? And it was just energy shots, And he ran out of shit to say.
Well, it was all styled after like gamer energy drink or anime. It was energy drink with a spin on it to try and appeal to anime fans and gamers. And I think one of those cans actually had like an anime girl on it who was pretty up in your face. Therefore, you're just calling it what he wanted.
Yeah, but and he was just barking. And there was one point we were convinced he was going to kill people. Remember that one big guy who came? This guy came by our table. He was in desperate need of hydration, and he had like a couple empty shots. They were given the shots in these particular kind of little glasses. He had a couple of these glasses in his hand. Do you remember that, Jared? He was wringing wet. He was a big boy.
Yeah, he should have been drinking those.
Yeah.
He just needed water.
He needed water badly, and he was a big boy. I mean, he's big, and we thought he was going to die in front of the booth. I was like, if he drinks one more of these, he's falling out.
I think we ended up giving him a bottle of our water because we were worried he was going to pass out.
Douche. It's like a Unisol. He was overheated. He needed packed in ice. He was losing it. But yeah, we listened to that guy bark that day. I was about to lose it, and that was straightened up after that. I think somebody had words.
That was in Florida in February, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and it was still it's hot in February. Like
it was, it was warm that week.
It's already hot there in February. So,
oh, dude, he was a mop. He was not doing good. And then, we saw paramedics go by at one point. Remember later on in the day, we saw the paramedic sled go by, and we were like,
"Oh yeah,
was that our boy? Was that our boy? Somebody else?" But
yeah,
I was thinking we'd spend our final moments with him. Oh, speaking of which, bad segue, but man, Hulkster, huh?
Yeah, Ozzy and then Hulk. It's
where's the
80s.
third? Where's the third?
Oh,
Heroes of the 80s.
The third happened before Ozzy. The guy that was on.
It's got to be of equal star power. Don't embarrass him.
Well, it was.
You can't just name a guy.
Huxtable from the Cosby Show.
Oh, that's right, Malcolm Jamal Warner.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay. Well, there's. You know what?
Yeah, I was totally blanking on his name. I'm sorry, guys.
Right. It's like 3 80s icons.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. I used to watch Cosby Show all the time. I love that. Yeah, that's right. I forgot about him. And that was just a few days ago, too.
Yeah.
Wow. Gnarly.
The only reason I remembered was because somebody texted me about Hulk this morning and was just like, it's the third 80s icon. Like, oh, damn, that's awful.
Now, I tier my celebrities a little different as far as star power and affection goes. But yes, okay. I didn't like the Cosby Show that much. No particular reason, just watched it a little bit, and I liked Fat Albert. It's about as far as my Bill Cosby goes.
But Cosby Show was just like that was just like one of the 80s TV shows.
Sure, it was always on in the background. It was just there. You're right. Yeah. And it birthed that whole sweater thing.
Oh yeah.
The ubiquitous sweater, he's always in a sweater, and then Arsenio comes along and he's always rocking some jazzed up sweater. Yeah. And then he moved into the jackets. Remember the leather jackets was a thing? And so yeah, but man, Hulkster, that one's tough. And Ozzy, of course, hate that. But you know what? He went out on such a high note,
right.
with his thing 2 weeks ago.
Right.
I mean, it was almost perfect. Like, I mean, it's almost hard to feel bad. You're like, you know what, it's about as good as it gets.
Like he did what he had to do with the farewell tour, and
Yep.
it would have been tragic if the farewell tour was in 2 weeks and then he, passed away. But no, he got it in there right at the end.
Ozzy was like one of the first concerts I ever saw by myself, without my mom. When I was in school, I saw, it was just after, oddly enough, Randy Rhoads had died. And Brad Gillis, for other metalheads out there, they'll know what I'm talking about. What an odd, difficult thing he had to do to step in for, Randy. And then, of course, Brad was getting his deal together with Night Ranger at the time, so, hard for him. But I saw them in Charleston, Ozzy, that is. It was a Speak of the Devil tour, and Vandenberg opened up for them. For those who know Adrian Vandenberg of Whitesnake fame in the beginning. So anyway, yeah, that was tough. That's when you're in the 7th grade and you go see some Ozzy. That's pretty awesome. You don't know what you're getting in for. People are telling you all kind of crazy stuff, and it's great.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah, that was good. Before that, all my concerts, Mom was a good sport. Dreama went to multiple Kiss concerts in my youth. She was always good about it. She'd just stay in her seat, and I'd kind of do everything I could to drift away from her and move down a few aisles. But yeah, man, good things. But yeah, certainly a sad thing. Pour one out. Yeah, for the fellas. I'm curious though. Yeah, that's bad. I didn't expect Ozzy. Yeah, he had one foot on the banana peel. You knew it. But Hulkster, no hint of any real problems that I knew of. I mean, unless he was.
Yeah, you hear about those, the wrestling guys, because of what they put themselves through in the 80s. It messed him up. So he 71, 72, I think he was.
Yeah.
He held in there for a while, and he just did an interview like last week or something where guy looked great. He was all there.
Yeah, I think I don't know too much about it. You got to wonder if there's the growth hormone, then there's steroids still. How much can the body take?
Yeah. Because you hear about a lot of those guys in their, younger than Hulkster was.
Oh yeah, they
didn't make it. Heart failure, kidney failure, all the things that come along with those enhancement drugs. So,
yeah. Well, and then you see it, some of the guys will come off. They lose that mass. They're clearly scaling back, and then when you're into your 60s and 70s and you're beefy still and looking like that, you're up to something. You're doing some stuff.
You're husky, yeah.
You are stocky.
Stocky,
husky. He wears size husky. Is that still a thing? Remember that? Wasn't there a whole clothing brand called Huskies?
Yeah, I keep it alive.
Did you still rocking some Huskies? Is that a thing?
I like to use that a lot. Like,
oh, okay. I was like, I think there were some jeans called Huskies, and I think that was right around the same time Garanimals. Remember Garanimals?
I think Huskies were an actual brand of jeans at. Do you remember Miller's Outpost?
No, it must be a.
Oh, we had them on the West Coast. It was like it was a denim jeans place, like an alternative to Levi. I think maybe they carried Levi's, but anyway, it was very Western themed, and it was all jeans and denim and flannel. And you'd go in there. I remember the one at the Thousand Oaks Mall. It even had like Western decor up in like little wagons and horseshoes.
Like where Haas would shop or something?
Oh, totally. And the commercials were two like minor looking guys. Like one's a little stocky, husky, and one's a tall, thin guy. And they would say, like, you can get whatever you want at Miller's Outpost. Husky size for me and tall and thin for you.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh, you got to look up the old commercials. Miller's Outpost commercials from the 80s were something.
That is awesome.
I'm shocked that you guys don't have Miller's out there. I mean, they closed a long time ago here too, but still, I remember those.
The only real themed stuff I remember is like, in high school, there was, the 80s. The 80s was a dangerous time. There was a merry-go-round. Maybe a little bit before your all's time. It's so around 84, 85, this would be where, well, you had some parachute pants in the closet. You did. You wore them proudly. And man, there's some pictures out there I hope never surface.
Right.
I
Your mom's watching, so I'm going to tell her to send those all to me.
Dreama, please, girl, you got
she's
my email.
you know what? She'll tell you all about it. I'd jack that credit card every once in a while and hit merry-go-round. Or as some people remember, Chess King. Chess King was a thing too. Now keep in mind, I was a young wannabe musician, and I was posing. I was posing hard. So if Rick Springfield was rocking the parachute jumpsuit, I most assuredly had to own the parachute jumpsuit.
Yes, we must see these.
If there was the the lightning bolt with a zipper running across it, oh yeah, I'm old. I'm so old. It's so bad. But yeah, that's where you would go. Merry-go-round was your place, and outside of that, Chess King, yeah, it was where it was at. I'm just seeing how much I want to tell myself. I had this. Do you guys
find pictures later? So it's fine.
It's funny the things I liked. Did you guys ever see when Journey back in the day when Steve Perry had this? He would always wear tuxedo tails. He'd wear jeans and a t-shirt and like have a tuxedo jacket with tails with it.
I kind of remember that. Yeah.
At Merry-Go-Round, there was a gray jacket built like that, but it was cut short, almost like a bolero in the front, and then it had these tails. Oh, I wore that proudly for like a whole school year once. It was so
There's got to be pictures of that somewhere.
So I figure if I get in front of it a little bit, if I leak some of this, I get out in front of it. I'm like, shit don't bother me. I told you guys I wore that. Then I've taken the steam out of it. But
like anybody looked cool when they were kids. Like,
oh God, no.
Yeah.
Y'all, I grew up in the 80s. Let no one who stonewashed her jeans make the first throw. Like, come on, man.
Stonewashed jeans, and we'd roll them at the bottom cuffs.
Oh yeah, man. We were not cool.
You guys have seen some of those goofy hair pictures. If Sean had them, he could plug some of those in, right? No,
Oh, Sean, or of you?
Oh, the ones of me. I mean, they're bad. They're so bad.
This has to be equal. This has to be equal opportunity, though. I think that's the assignment. Is we all need pictures of ourselves from the 80s.
So next time we'll do a try shame. We'll
go
around the horn here and okay. I think we can do that.
I have an infamous high school or not junior high yearbook photo. They took the photo right as my eyes were closing and I was smiling.
It's pirate eyed. Yeah.
It was the worst. And they're like, yeah, that looks good. Let's put that in the yearbook. Yeah, that one's great. Love that one.
Yeah. I got an 11th grade picture where I don't know what was happening. I tried to dye my hair blonde with peroxide, and it turned brassy, kind of orange, and it's so bad. It's bad. So I combed it the next day, and like a chunk broke off of it, and yeah, it was bad.
I forgot that picture I mentioned in my junior high yearbook. It ended up in a Freddy Krueger figure that I had worked on years and years ago. In the collateral of the figure, we put printed items of some of the kids that he had kidnapped over the years. And the graphic designer who was working on that, he also went to my junior high and high school, and he had the yearbook, and he found me in there. So
it's great.
He scanned that picture, pulled it out, and I was one of the kids that Freddy, killed. That's my yearbook picture.
That is priceless, Jared. I want that figure just for that.
It made it in there.
I'm gonna send Sean that photo of. I got a photo when I don't know. It was about 26 years ago or something like that. It was. I was just in the garage making. It's like one of my first runs. I was sanding on. trying to think where that is. I might send that over to him, but that one's not so bad. That's just kind of I'm just doing what I do now, but just a young buck. But yeah, I'll come up with something particularly embarrassing if I can find the parachute jumpsuit. Yeah, that's bad. More of that with pride.
Excellent.
Yeah, but Amy's right. The '80s were just it was just a bold, colorful, crazy time.
Yeah. Think of the interior of a Taco Bell. Like
Man, you're being actually kind to it, but yeah,
a late '80s Taco Bell. Man, they went all in on, or Trapper Keeper, that kind of look.
Love a Trapper Keeper. Trapper Keepers had some Max Headroom background shit going on.
Yeah. It was awesome. You just look at it, you're like, man, the colors and the shapes and the airbrush.
Like you're high. Wow, look at that.
Lenticular rulers. Whoa.
Yeah, they did what they could to distract us while we were in school.
Yeah.
But I don't know how we got off on this thing. But anyway, how did we do that?
80s icons.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
80s icons. There we go.
Yep.
Because I could run with it. I mean, we could keep going with that. There was a lot happening there. Amy, you got anything else you want to talk about right now? We good?
Not that I really can think of. There's many a story that I can think of from San Diego. I didn't go as many times as Jared did for sure, but one of the last years that I was there, we got plugged underneath the My Little Pony booth.
Oh, that's sexy.
And I truly use that example when I reach out to get us conventions. When I sat down with Fan Expo HQ and like got our package together and everything, it was like, guys, this is the reason why I'm going to repeat every now and again. We cannot be next to a PA system. I literally almost tore my hair out having to hear My Little Pony over and over again at that show. So I had like an emotional reaction when Jared was talking about that karaoke thing, because I really truly like have PTSD from that week of hearing My Little Pony for 4 days in a row. It's just yeah. So hey, I'm really excited that we're doing online specials. And as much as I love going to San Diego because it's absolutely gorgeous and it's 102 degrees outside here in Texas, I'm really just pumped that we're in air conditioning, not surrounded by hundreds of thousands of people, and we're still going to be able to get some great deals on the table for everybody.
And we're not setting up all our grid wall. We're not putting that booth together, as awesome as it is to have as a retreat.
I would love to go to Comic-Con and not do a booth. That'd be the best thing in the world.
Yes.
Well, like I said, I think we can do it next year because we've got enough of our people there. Like it'd be great to go see.
Oh yeah,
Aaron and Kevin over at Toho. It'd be great to drop in on all of our partners that are over there, and then plus, friends who do what we do, who are with others. Go and make fun of them for having to work while we don't. Eat in front of them. Just sit there and choke down a soft taco and not share with them, tease them, taunt them like animals at the zoo.
Are you hungry? Oh, this is really good. Nom, nom, nom. Yeah,
Exactly. Thirsty too? Sucks to be you. Hey, look, I rhymed something.
Hey, I'm leaving a panel. You need anything?
Yeah. You just ask them over and over again, because that's the thing is, how long is it tonight? How long does the show go tonight?
Yeah, it's just empty gestures the whole time. You want me to get you guys hungry? Yeah. That'd be great.
Where's the food court?
As Team Paragon shows their true colors in 10 seconds.
Right.
Hey, we said it with a smile on our face. We have no idea.
But yeah, so I like the idea of the thing we're doing now. Like you were saying, Amy, since especially with the MegaCon people, there's so many options of where we can go. You want to go to Boston, you want to go to here, you want to Atlanta, wherever you want to go. And we get to try out some new locations. We've done Dallas a couple times. We'll keep doing Orlando.
We're talking about Tokyo Comic Con. I think Monster Palooza is a show we absolutely need to do.
I love the idea of Monster Palooza, and we like GalaxyCon and all that too. If we can't ever get them to return a phone call, or we wanted to do GalaxyCon 2 years ago, and I think what happens with a lot of those shows, they get their regulars, and you can't begrudge them that. It's just easy for them to keep selling the same booth space over and over again. But I think what happens there is, without pointing out a couple shows, you can end up with a convention where, how many people selling Funko Pop is your audience going to put up with? How many people making witch candles and dream catchers? It becomes like a flea market. And the one I'm talking about, Amy, that really upset me. I mean, man, every booth around us was just that. And then you wonder why you're getting a particular kind of collector. They have no idea what you're doing. What this is actually a licensed thing. This is a well-produced thing. There's the guy selling supernatural wallets over here. And then there's the guy selling, whatever Friday the 13th candles with just a Xerox Jason face on it. Again, nothing wrong with that.
3D printed dragons.
Yes. Yes. That sort of thing. And to, some of the new promoters, GalaxyCon seems to have cool people doing stuff. I like what Mega's doing, the expo, the bigger expos, Expo Dallas and stuff. They seem to be doing a good job of kind of keeping some new blood in there. We'd all seen that phenomenon where, what the hell were those 12 by 24 plastic posters? It was like glitter, those glitter Japanime.
They're like
things. What were they? Amy?
They're like acetate, printed on acetate, and you can mount them so a light can be shown through the back of it. It's like an illuminated poster.
Could you shine light through the back of it, or was you just illuminated with football stadium lighting in the front?
There was a few of them that I saw illuminated from behind, and I don't think they could do that to all of them on their booth because they have to wire up every one with light. But a few of them they did, and I think that's the idea with those is you buy the art and you mount it in something that is like a light box. So everybody knows that these were everywhere, and there for a period there it seemed like they ended up right in front of our booth every time. So what these people were doing, they would set up these gigantic, like 25-foot tall friggin' walls that they had to have ladders and arms to grab this stuff. It was so high. And then they put super halogen lights all the way around this, and they would eat up a whole block of tables. So you would catch this light in your eye. And then I had to be the guy going, dude, you're blinding me, and we're always barking at them to get the lights out of our eyes. And there was one show, oddly, one of the Florida shows where we were all talking about how, man, they had like 4 booths here, 4 set up all over this room. And we're like, how many tens of thousands of dollars did they spend? And we were watching them not sell anything, because it's kind of, sometimes you hit that for the people who do these shows a lot, they almost become like, it's almost like a carny circuit. Like they're going to do every comic book show, in lieu of having like a physical store somewhere, brick and mortar, they just do these shows, and they see one guy selling a thing. Well, that must be popular. We'll sell that thing. And then before you know it, Funko Pop everywhere, walls of Funko Pop. And now it's the mystery box. Well, all those mystery boxes must be popular. Let's have a whole booth of those. And you see those stacked to the moon. Yep.
And then it was the animation thing we're talking about. Bunny rabbit chicks with rabbit tails and stuff. It was just okay.
MegaCon was a big anime show. I noticed a lot of anime going on there.
Yeah,
and 90% of the cosplay seemed like it was anime of some variety.
I think what I'm getting at is I think the promoters they're attentive. They're sensitive to that now. They realize, hey, you've got a good chunk of your audience that's coming for the talent, for the signings. You've got people who just go for autographs and for photos with whoever the guests are. Then you got the people who come to actually shop, find some cool stuff, and you get a little mix of both. But if you don't have your guest, your recipe's got to be right. If you don't have the right mix of guests versus your retailers having something worth seeing, why go? And if every booth looks the same, what's in it? So there's a couple of them that have gone that way. I don't want to go to Dragon Con, but I used to years ago. And
I've been there.
What's that?
I've been there a couple times.
Yeah, Dragon Con is repetitive to me now. It's the same stuff.
At least when I went, it was and it turned into, and I think it still is a very cosplay heavy. Like people are going there to focus on cosplay events, cosplay vendors. It seems to really circle around that. But I don't know.
I wouldn't know anymore. And it was so spread out last time I was there. It was over floors. I mean, it was everywhere. Yeah. I mean, you didn't know where to go for what. And I don't know if they've tamed that, if they've got it back together, but
I think it's spread out even more. I think it's in multiple rooms in multiple locations. It was pretty spread out. I think it's even gotten more spread out since then.
Yeah, that one.
It's in a cool hotel though. That main hotel. It's like all hollow on the. I forgot the name of it, but it's been in a bunch of movies and TV series. It's a cool place.
Yeah, but always looking for new shows. So if anybody's got any ideas, mention them.
Oh, I should say too. I know a lot of people are saying like, you guys should do Comic-Con. It'd be awesome. Even if we wanted to, even if we were like, let's do it, it would be years before a booth space opened up that would allow us to even go. So
there is still at least a 2-year wait list.
Yeah. And that's minimum. It could be longer. So,
well, you guys know what I'm talking about. We could have squatted over the last 2 years with one of our other guys who will remain unmentioned. We could have done that, but there would have been limitations on what we could have shown.
Yeah, it's a small space. It was in one of the busier parts, right, Amy? Like it was like one of the main aisles.
Yeah.
So pros and cons to that, but yeah.
Yeah, if you could come up with a show we need to go to, mention it below. Be cool. Call Amy, tell her all about it.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's all I got, guys. If you guys don't have anything else to talk about, I'm going back to work.
Sounds great.
Good. Same here.
Well, you guys that are at San Diego, enjoy the rest of your weekend. We love you guys. Be safe. Try not to burn the candle at both ends, but we have all done that. So good luck. And check out our website for our online Comic-Con specials. And you guys have a great weekend.
All right, we'll see you guys.